We are in Paris and we are here to see a very special Renault concept car, and one that's very close to my heart because, yes, I'm one of those people whose mum had a Renault 4 in the 1980s, one that was built in Wexford, no less. This one is not built in Wexford. This is a concept of what will be the 2025 fully electric and only electric Renault 4. You can kind of say that the realistic production bits are up top here and the concepty bits are the off-road bits down here, but I'm not the right person to explain it all to you. Thankfully, we know someone who is. Sandy, you're our Director of Advanced Design for Renault, and this new electric Renault 4 is your baby, or at least this concept version is. First question, and most importantly, is how close is this to what we're actually going to be able to buy in 2025?
Yes, so you're right, the production car comes in 2025. And the idea of this car today is to announce the production car, which is coming in 2025. So part of it is very close to the production, part of it is very conceptual. So everything that's body color here and everything that's the cabin is very close to the production car. In fact, even the fenders almost up to here are very close to the production car, whereas everything that's below, which is all this beautiful recycled plastic material that we've used to create very technical looking bumpers and the tires, all of this is the Renault trophy kind of part of the car.
Okay. Talk to me about the front of the car, about recreating the face of the original Renault 4, but with LEDs. I mean, when you come into work in the morning and you're told we're doing a new Renault 4, but we're doing it electric, how hard is that for you to go, right, we have this iconic design from the 1960s, how do we turn that into something modern?
It is a difficult task because we start from this car, which is done in 60s, and how do we make a modern version of it? So we start with that question, and then we went, okay, let's ask ourselves what makes it iconic. So one of the things that makes it really iconic is this horizontal grille, which had round headlamps in it. So we decided to take that feature and we said, let's make it in LED. So with the contour lights up, you see very beautiful detailing in the headlamp. And we also have a logo that lights up in the center. And together, it looks like the Renault 4, whereas everything is completely modern in it. So I think this kind of thinking went through the whole car, and then that led us to the final design.
And this particular concept, because the original Renault 4 was not an SUV, even though some people kind of say it was the original SUV in many ways, but this has been inspired by a particular event in Morocco, hasn't it?
Yes. So this one has been inspired by what is called the 4L trophy. 4L trophy is something that happens in Africa where students from university, they take Renault 4s, the original Renault 4s, and they go out racing in the dunes. The idea is not just race for a race, but the idea is race for humanitarian reasons. So some of them go and deliver medicines, some of them go and deliver food, or some vital supplies. So this idea of having a race for humanitarian reason is something that is very nice. And we said, okay, since it's 25 years of the 4L trophy, the new version of the Renault 4 would be unveiled as Forever Trophy. So that's why we made it more SUV and more off-road kind of vehicle as a concept.
Renault has an enormous back catalogue of classic models that you could take and do what you've done with the 4 and do what you're doing with the 5 and turn them into electric vehicles. But you don't want to do that with every vehicle, do you? You want to do something, you want to make some modern cars as well.
Well, what we've been talking about is that we have some legendary iconic cars in our portfolio, like the 4 and the 5. And these cars, it makes perfect sense to bring them back. Everybody's asking for it, and we've shown these things to a couple of people and everybody loves it. So it makes perfect sense. But I think Renault brand is also about innovation, about making new stuff, making new icons. So I think we should continue also that way to create future icons. So I think we should have a balanced lineup where we have both kind of objects. We have some legendary icons and some future icons.